Hey guys, welcome to Cricket Fanatics Magazine. And on today's show, we'll be talking about day two of the third test between South Africa A and the West Indies A. It was a game that is interesting from a South African point of view because I thought that after the 274 was scored, now obviously being not being been able to be at the ground, you can't really see the conditions of the pitch, etc., as I normally would if I'm watching the game live and being at the ground to be able to see the textures on the pitch, etc., from the banks or whatever the case may be. I mean, sometimes I get an opportunity to actually walk on the field and see the pitch for myself and before I watch a game live, but this is not the case now in this particular game. So, and we don't really have a pitch report before the game to be able to give us insight into the wicket. So you have to make the analysis based on the actual scores and the way dismissals took place. Now, we know that from a South African point of view, when they batted first, that a lot of the wickets were actually given away by the South African. A lot of cheaper wickets, you could say, cheaper wickets from the South African point of view, and the West Indies kind of just stuck to their what worked for them and ended up restricting, you could say, to an extent, South Africa for 274. At least I thought so at the beginning when their innings was over. And now the West Indies came into bat today, and we saw a masterclass today. And I want to talk about all of this on today's show. We're going to be delving into this, talking about the specifics about the game, who did well, who didn't, what we'd hope to see from the rest of the game. We also going to give a weather update because there is going to be some interesting news regarding the weather and how this game is going to obviously be poised because of it. But before we get going, before we get started, please subscribe to the channel. Click that notification bell for all future videos as well. And I'd also like you guys to please download the latest issue of Cricket Fanatics Magazine monthly. Every issue is 100% free, straight to your inbox every single month. The link is right now on the screen for you guys. We are busy on the next issue of the magazine at the moment. That's what we're busy on at the moment. So please go ahead and download the latest issue. Subscribe to the previous one because I think that's how we're going to be able to get all of those things going. You can get your subscription in now, and you'll get an email straight to your inbox immediately when the next issue is available. And I'm also very excited to announce that Cricket Fanatics Magazine has now launched a business corner for businesses to market your business, your product, your services effectively and affordably to cricket audiences. We've just launched it recently over the last couple of days, and I please would like you guys, if you know of any businesses, if you know of any entrepreneurs, academies, coaches, anybody that's in the cricket business that wants to market their business, then please go ahead and tell them about it. The link is on the screen as well as in the description right now. If you can do so for me, it will really help us out a lot to be able to try and make a difference in this cricket space, because we do know that there are a lot of smaller businesses that maybe don't have the major budgets that is required to be able to go and market their business like the mass media would expect. Big advertising budgets and money they need to be able to take their businesses and market it to the world. So we've come up with a plan, and we've come up with a good strategy to help businesses market their brand, their products, their services, whether they are cricket coaches, academies, even small clubs, unions, etc. Anybody, cricket shops, cricket service stores, any of them out there. So please tell your people about that, and let them send them the link if you know of anybody that is interested, that you think will be interested. It's 100% free to sign up and book a call with us, and we can discuss together what will work for you and what will work for the both of us. So please go ahead and do that right now. I'm very excited about that. But without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. And let's discuss cricket's this particular game. I think there's quite a few things that we can discuss. Let's get into it. A very good evening and welcome to Cricket Fanatics Magazine. This is your review show. I'm your host, Khalid Moeddin, and this is the show where we talk about everything that has to do with the third test day two between South Africa A and the West Indies A. Just having a problem with my light over here. Sorry, guys. And we are sitting in a situation where the team is in an interesting position. The game is set up quite nicely, I feel. And you would say that South Africa is probably in the driving seat. So let me just get into what took place. Let me show you the scorecard and talk you guys through it. As you know, South Africa opted to bat first in Bloemfontein. Bloemfontein is normally a very flat wicket. Normally, a lot of runs being scored at this particular ground. Um, there was an interesting fact, though, that was thrown around that this is the first time that a player has scored three sixes on the ground individually, um, which is Kyle Zondo in his second innings, but we'll get there. South Africa set 274 in the first innings, and it was Neil Brandt and Kyle Zondo that kind of saved the innings. The rest of the batters didn't really do that well. They got good starts and didn't do so well. I mean, I was particularly disappointed with David Beddingham's performance because now after he's gotten the SA call up, you would have obviously wanted to see him really do excellently in both innings, but both innings for him hasn't been that great. And then today was mainly about South Africa's bowling performance. And the West Indies didn't bat too well, but South Africa bowled excellently. I mean, Dane Paterson was on fire. His first spell, 13 overs, 4 for 34. An economy of 2.61. He was brilliant. He basically took out the entire top to middle order of the West Indies. He took out Zachary McCaskey for 19. He took out Kirk McKenzie for 6. He took out Kevin Hodge for 0. Took out Jordan Johnson. No, he took out Joshua De Silva for 5. And he was backed up nicely by Hardus Viljoen, who took the wicket of Jordan Johnson for 33 as they were starting to get some momentum. And Kevin Sinclair, again, another good performance by him, but Mapungwana stopped him in his tracks as he got 50 and out, basically. And then Akeem Jordan was taken out by Viljoen, and the SWAT took out Samar Joseph. They were 126 all out because Jordan Seals was absent because he was hurt, so he couldn't bat. So 126 all out was the West Indies in their innings. And kudos to South Africa's bowling attack for the performance that they put on today. And then South Africa went out to bat, and there was no pressure on them really because they already were had almost 100 over 100 lead, and they just needed to go out there and play their natural games. Now Neil Brandt went out for 4, unfortunately, but Reiner van Tonder looked like good at the crease, and I thought he was really going to go for it and get in there and get a big score. But there was a particular spell by Joseph that was teed him up. Basically, he was misreading the length, the bounce, etc., and it missed his bat a couple of times, and then he was bowled LBW, trapped LBW, I should say, for 30. And then David Beddingham LBW to Joseph as well, for 6. A disappointing game for David Beddingham. We all would have wanted him to come alive in the second game, and the second inning. Sorry, but Zubair Hamza and Kyle Zondo kind of calmed things down and got South Africa past the 100 mark. Zubair Hamza is now in that nervous 30s for this tour, 33 or 49 balls. And Kyle Zondo is on 29 of 55 balls with 4 fours and a 6. So they're talking about, when they say that 3 sixes, they're talking about in the first innings and the second innings. Okay. So yeah, 4 fours and a 6. And the games was stopped prematurely due to bad light. But South Africa is currently leading by 252 runs, which is a massive lead. And hopefully they can go forward and try and push on and get to a total that bats them out of the game. It is a bit I've heard that there's going to be bad weather though tomorrow. It's going to rain tomorrow, and then Friday we'll have a full game. So I don't know how much game time we're going to have tomorrow, but South Africa is going to then have to decide what they're going to do on the final day if we don't get any cricket tomorrow. That's going to be the strategy that they need to think of. Do they go out there for a couple of minutes and try to get 300 and then declare, and then allow West Indies to try and chase that 300 run target down in the last few sessions? Um, because they're going to have to keep it at the total where the West Indies believe that they can chase it. If they bat too long and they bat the West Indies out of the game, kind of like if they go into anywhere above 320, 330, I think that's going to be West Indies are going to change their approach and they're going to probably just bat it out and try to draw the match so that they don't lose it. So I'm hoping that South Africa make the right decision with regards to that. We're going to have to see how much game time we get tomorrow. Ultimately, that's going to determine where South Africa go when it comes to this. Um, when it comes to this game, because that's ultimately you want to see your guys perform and you want to give them opportunity to perform as well, but you also want to win this game. So I don't think Zubair Ramza and Zonda have too much time to still fuff around and mess around. They need to actually try and score quickly, so that they can on if this game gets if the day 3 gets rained out, because then day 4 is the only day that they've got left. Um, just want to see something with regards to the women's game. I know they're playing today against Bangladesh. It was raining there, so just want to see the update. There's the rain has stopped. There is a lightning around, and the umpires will wait for it to clear before play resumes. Covers remain on. So that game is a bit. There's an issue with that game over there. So yeah, that's the strategy that they need to think of, and they're going to have to go into that. But I'm really happy to see Dane Paterson perform the way he has, getting a lot of movement. I think that the conditions in New Zealand could suit him, especially if we bowl first in the series. And yeah, let's wait and see how that will happen down then, because there's an India A tour happening very, very soon. And I hope that they're going to throw maybe betting him in one of the games, let him go again. And maybe we see some of the other players like Cal Verena and all the other guys get an opportunity in the India A game, so that they can kind of get a run in those matches before they play the actual match against India. Because these guys need some game time under their belt and to get some momentum before that series. A very important series at that. So let me get into your live chat and see what you guys have to say in the live chat. Wesley saying, I hate the complacency the batters have shown. Let's be honest, this West Indies A side isn't as good as we are making them out to be. I think they bowled very decently, but a lot of the time our batters have been getting themselves out. That's ultimately what's been happening. Today there were some good wickets. I think that there were some, especially the wicket, I think of Reiner van Tonder, the way he was set up, I think was brilliant. And unfortunate that we didn't see massive scores throughout the series from our batters. We got 200s only on this tour, one from KP and one from Neil Brandt. The rest were some half centuries sprinkled in between. So that is a little bit of a disappointment. But at least we got to see what we have available to us at the moment and where we can improve, because there's going to be a massive improvement needed. This team needs to play a lot more games, I feel, these players, before that New Zealand tour. New Zealand conditions may suit Paterson to a T, says Wesley. Lawrence says, rather disappointing series by Bedingham, to be honest. It was pretty disappointing from his side. Wesley says, Neil Brandt has been far better than Bedingham. Two different roles in the team. Lawrence says, you're not attending USSA week games, Khalid. I know UCT beat my team CPUT today, but geez, UCT's cricket has really fallen, not even in the Varsity Cup anymore. I don't think I am going to be going to those games. To be honest with you, there's so much cricket that I need to cover at the moment. Um, Khalid, Wesley, so Khalid, would it make sense to put the side that will go to New Zealand in warm up games against the Indians? I think it would make sense. I think we should throw some of them in there. Um, the ones that are available. Uh, it will be a decision for the coaches whether they send them back to the 4 day games or they allow them to play in the in the India A game. That's going to be the thing. Matt92 says Bellingham will come good. I wouldn't write him off because of a couple of bad innings. Keep the faith. Yeah, I'm not writing him off at all, but it was a disappointing series for him. We have to call it out when it is. Um, M. Sabir Khan says, why is Klaassen not in any of the teams? Injury, rest? Huh? No Klaassen? What you mean? Are you talking about the... He's in all the teams. He's in the T20 squad and he's in the ODI squad. He's just not in the test squad. If you're talking about the India tour, that is. He is in the squads. Um, we desperately need a run machine in Test cricket. We haven't had one since Prime, Amala, and the Villiers. A lot of grafters and dashes. Nobody in the current Test team averages above 40. Is that true? Can't be true, man. Does nobody average above 40 in this team? I haven't looked at the test stats in a very long time. I think this particular team, though, it's more about their form in recent times than anything else over the last year or so, because they've gone through quite a transition. Some of these guys. Um, I think you might be right. Looking at the stats right now, but Aiden might have. But I know he went through a very difficult spell. Yeah, yo, that is insane. I didn't actually notice that. Uh, yeah, that's crazy. Hopefully that can improve with time as it comes along. It can be hard to have a run machine when tests are few and far, but it is very difficult from that perspective. How did your team attack for the New Zealand tour? Um, it would be Tsepo Moreke, Dane Paterson for me. Um, Mapungwana, I would play. Um, Obviously Dane Peter Spinner, and probably Huddersfield Yoon as well over Dwan Olivier, perhaps, because I think Harders has a little bit more pace and he can bat as well. So I think that will probably be my seam attack. Am I missing anybody, guys? But for me, Dane Patterson, Chippo Mariki is a must in this team. Algar averages 39, which is the best. Only Timba, Aiden, and Dean averages more than 30. Nobody averages more than 40. KP, Tony, and Kyle averages less than 30. Kelly says Timba has an average over 40 since 2020. So I thought that, yeah, in the last couple of years, the averages will look better than rather than the overall average because there's been some terrible periods in between. South Africa's, I think we kind of have to look at their averages from the resurgence. So let me just have a look quickly on Quick Info and do a quick search for South Africa's test averages since 2021. Um, I think that's fair. Or let's say 2020, December 2020. Let's say from Yeah, let's say from December 2020, because I think that will be a little bit more. I'm doing this wrong. Let's say December 2020. Let me just check what the stats are from there, because I think we have to look more recently, because there were some terrible performances from South Africa in Test cricket over the years. We just couldn't get it right, and now we're on a resurgence. We've really turned things around. Um, since those bad performances that we had, especially overseas tours that we had. So we kind of have to look more recently, I think, because things have changed drastically. Um, things have really changed drastically. So from the 1st of December to 2020, that's the best span I can do. With regards to averages, Dean Alga averages 34 in 21 matches in that period. Let me show you guys. I'll show it up on the screen and I can read it with you guys. So that you can also see it, maybe screenshot it if you want to, whatever the case may be. So Dean Alga averages between that period 21 matches, 39 innings, scored 1,258 runs and averages 34 with 109 50s. Temba in 16 matches, 30 innings, scored 1,152 runs, averages 6, 107 50s. Averages that high also because of the not outs. Aiden Markram during that period, 861 runs, averages 33, 200s and 450s. It's crazy that his average is so low, even though he has 200s and 450s in that period. Madness. Van der Dussen, 631, averages 28, no hundreds, 350s. Keegan Peterson in 11 matches, averages 29. Kyle Verreynne averages 28 with 100, 250s in that period. Keshaf is on that list, averages 16. So, and then obviously here's Faf that averaged 43 during that period as well, from 2020 to 2021 in 4 matches, which doesn't really count. But it's only really Temba that's been having a great year since 2020, December 2020, which is that India series. So that just shows all the criticism Temba gets. Is it fair? I don't think so. Temba and Alga has been our best batters over the past 3 years, says Lawrence. Turning maybe. I'm not 100% sure about that. I mean, I'd welcome it with open arms if we can't find an opener that can perform and we are in desperate need of an opener, then I would say yes, dependable on when the Quinton's available or not. Um, Other than that, I don't think we need necessarily to bring back Faf unless we really need to. If we can't find someone that can do well. So I want to see how Matthew Brzezinski does on this India tour now. How does he adapt to senior international cricket against these guys? Because they're going to, these Indians are really good at this format. This is one of the best formats. So I hope that we can really see. Guys, the thing stuck when I'm not connected to the right extender. So I'm hoping that we can see what Matthew Brzezinski can do, what the newer guys can do, and then make a decision on whether we're going to bring Faf back. Faf doesn't have to be a decision right now. I think we can make a call on Faf a little bit later on in the series. I think he maybe just needs maybe one series to blend himself into the game and get himself into the game, into the flow of things internationally. I don't think he still needs time at the crease because he's playing so much cricket around in T20 cricket, etc. So he's a call that we can make a little bit later. Lawrence is low on hundreds though. Think both Temba and Alga might only have one each. I think they only have one each in that period. Navneet says, Khalid, bro, do you think Temba and Alga have been inconsistent at times in Test cricket? With regards to scoring hundreds, perhaps, but they've been doing decently. I mean, compared to the other players, they've been up two best batters over the last 3 years now. So, as I showed you in the stats, so I think both of them are very important right now. Sam, where Markram will be batting tests. In my opinion, it will be good for him. If SA wanting Aiden Markham for long term, let him bat four. Now I think opener is the best position for him. He's been at his best in the opening position. He gets most of his hundreds there running, so I wouldn't want to change something that's working. Khalid, why don't does Alga struggle so much away from home? To be honest with you, Khalid, his Proteas players started practicing for T20. So we did get the training schedule today. They start their training tomorrow at in Durban. And then on Friday uh there'll be a we'll get a press conference, and then Friday we'll get a press conference, and Saturday we'll get a press conference, and then the game is on Sunday. So that's what's going to be taking place over the next few days. Wesley says at home he averages 46 with a bat away from just 27. It's weird because SA is one of the toughest places in the batting. We do need to look beyond him soon, and I think that is the plan. I think we might see a top six of Riza, Quinton de Kock, Faf, Markram, Klaassen, and Miller. That is if Faf is selected. Seems like Rob likes the idea, though. He likes the idea, but they'll have to see if it works, if it's feasible for him to come into the team. Sam, Hardy, please upload training sessions, Hardy, like you did for World Cup, and try to take back Brevis into the show. I will try and get Brevis soon on the show. I don't have control over the training videos. That's up to whether they get shared with. I'm not there to be able to take videos of the training. I get it gets given to us, so I'm gonna have to wait and see if anything gets released to us, and then I can do so. If I was at the ground, I would try to take footage and upload it for you guys, but I won't be there. Khalid Vian Mulder has yet to hit a 50 in his international career. What's stopping him from showing the form he does in domestic and county cricket? Even Marco Janssen has a 50. I think it's just a mental block for him, eh? There's something that maybe that's blocking him mentally from that perspective. Um, he's such a talented player, and we know he can do it. He does it domestically, and he does it in county cricket. So I think it's just about getting over that hurdle mentally. It's the same with Aiden Markram. There was something blocking him. I mean, he comes back to domestic cricket and he was smashing hundreds for fun in at a quick strike rate. And then international cricket, and he just started struggling, and he couldn't get over the line. He couldn't get his hundreds. He couldn't get massive hundreds, etc. And then all of a sudden, something switched, and now he can't stop scoring runs. He's looking great in white ball cricket. So I think it's one of those things that he just needs to get over that first hurdle, and I think then things will start flowing. I think there's some mental blockage as he gets close to that number, and then he starts using his wicket, because he's gotten out a couple of times, I think, in the 40s. Khalid, who will bat at 3 in T20 because 4, 5, 6 is already fixed. Check out the squad again. So I think it will be Brzezinski and Riza that open. I think Aiden will bat 3. I think Tristan will bat 4. Or Klaassen will bat 4, David will bat 5, and Tristan will bat 6, or Donovan will bat 6. I think that's the way they're going to go. So I think Aiden will bat 3 in this tour. I think they'll move up. All of them will move up 1. That's what I think is going to be happening. Matt, do you think the pitchers have played a part in why batsmen are struggling in tests when it comes to converting hundreds at home? I think it's the quality of the bowling, to be honest, not the pitches necessarily. I think that, for example, when you play India, you've got someone like Mohammad Shami that gets swing, incredible movement and swing. And the bowlers at international level will put the ball consistently on a difficult spot for you to play at. In domestic cricket, what happens is our bowlers aren't up necessarily at the same level, all of them. You'll get maybe 1 or 2 bowlers in a squad that is really that level, that will be consistent on the spot consistently. So then the other bowlers that are not maybe up to that level will give you loose deliveries for you to release. And then obviously what happens in the loose delivery comes, you attack it, you put the bowler under pressure, the bowler starts having mental fogging, and then they struggle also to come back from that. So it's a whole number of things, but I think specifically it's about the experience at the international level of the bowlers and the ability for them to put the ball on specific spots consistently in the good areas on the pitch, the skill level of swing the ball, move the ball off the seam, put it in a good length, line and length consistently. But then also, when there is a loose delivery, they come back again. They don't get affected by that loose delivery at all. They jump, pop back from that immediately. So that's something that I think is different between domestic cricket and obviously international cricket, and why it makes it so much harder for them to convert. They need to let Vian bat at his natural position. He's not a number seven, especially in white ball cricket. Yeah, he's a high order batter, but then who do you drop? That's the problem, because we've got amazing batters in the top six. Harley can Verreina open the innings in ODIs. It will be good if he open. It's a possibility that he can open. He's toyed around with that a bit. But for Western Province, I think he tried it for Western Province a couple times. Not always did it work. Um, and he went back to his natural position. But I don't think for this tour that we need him to open. We've got Tony DeZorzi there. We've got Reza Hendricks there to open the batting. So I don't think we're going to need him to open necessarily. Lauren says, I won't be surprised if Vian gets runs against India. He's in much better space now than before. I think much more mature, 100%. Kani says, Don at number 7. I did ask Rob to try Don at number 7. At number 7 or number 6, it's a possibility for both. I think that both options are good for him. We could see Tristan Stubbs at 6 and then Don at 7 and then Marco at 8. But then we got Vian Mulder also in the side. I'm talking about ODIs there. And then we also got Gerald Kutsia 9. Lungi 10. Shamsi or Kesh 11. So this team is a lot more balanced with regards to the batting lineup. We bat a lot deeper in the squad than we had in the World Cup, actually. I'll personally give Stubbs a go at number 4. Time to give him enough balls to bat and build an innings. Hopefully Rob gives Stubbs that. That's why I was toying with that. I don't know if you noticed that while I was saying the names out aloud, I was kind of toying with that idea of maybe playing Stubbs at 4. And then keeping the things as is with regards to 5 and 6 with Miller, with Klaasen and Miller. So that is a possibility as well. I prefer him at 4 in ODIs. I really do. I think Stubbsy is a proper batter that needs more balls to get himself in first, in my opinion. Sam says, Harley, it will be a beneficial for SA if they create pitches where no seam movement and no spin. Let's make bouncy wicket because India bowlers have seam skill. Yeah, I don't think they'll. We'll have to wait and see. That's going to be borderline impossible. Can only control so much when it comes to pitches and conditions, and no swing seam negates our own strengths. Says Kelly. Matt says, I'll have Rassi open in ODIs with TDZ for the ODI series. Me too. Rassi or Riza. I forgot about Rassi. Oops. For TDZ for the ODI series. Good to have TDZ with an experienced player opening with him. Sam says, this T20 series, SA really need to win the series. We want improvement that what we did wrong previously. Yeah, I want to see guys get opportunities and I want to see us play well. I want to see an improvement in the game plan and the approach and those type of things. That's what I would like to see from the South African team. We always want to win. That's always going to be the case. You never want to lose a game and you never want to lose a series. But I want to see the new guys get an opportunity and do well. That's what I want to see, because it will really lift everybody's spirits on what the future is going to be like. It will give us a peek through that window of South Africa's cricketing future to really understand where we are going, what our plans are, how we're going to approach the game, and who our next talents are going to be. It's going to be very, very exciting. I'm excited for the series. I definitely am, because we get to see some newer guys get an opportunity to don that South African shirt. Aruna says Jero Kutsia is not going to play in ODI. He will be available for the first two ODIs. Won't he? No, he won't. For the first two T20s. Sorry, my bad. So you'll be available for the first two T20s, and he won't be available for the ODIs. You're 100% right there, Aruna. Um, when I was going down that list, I had to actually look at the squad because I keep forgetting all of them. For ODIs, we're going to have Othniel, Nandre, and Lazard. I forgot completely about them. So we're going to have to pick that. And I forgot that Marco also is not going to be there. So when it comes to the ODI team, we'll probably have Riza open with Tony, I think. Aiden. No, wait. Maybe Klaassen. Oh, sorry, maybe Rassi, probably. I don't think we should. I think we should maybe try something new here. Um, Stubbs is not in the squad either. I don't know. I was talking about T20s. I don't know what's going through my mind. But Aiden, so in ODIs it will probably be. We'll talk about this when it gets closer to the time, guys. I'll do a thing where you guys can pick your 11. We'll probably do that show as well on Friday. I'll give you an opportunity for you guys to pick your 11s, and we can preview the show as well. I was talking about T20s. I think sometimes I lose focus on where I'm going with the show. How's the weather for the first? Yeah, we always have to see. We always have to see that. So Sunday weather Kingsmead. Let's check it out. Ah. Oh, guys, it's raining on Sunday. And is it raining the entire day? That's the question. So it would be raining at 4 o'clock, but there's a 50% chance. So, and then it kind of dies out. So it might be and it's going to be a very cloudy day. So there might be some rain, unfortunately. If Sam wants no seam and swing in SA conditions, we might as well play the series in India. Lafat play seam bounce and swing is synonymous with SA conditions, and it would be remain that way. We should just play the test series in Bloom and Potch. um, yeah, we're going to get swing in at Newlands most likely. Centurion will be a bit different. We never know. It depends how dry and hot it's going to be on the day, but that is the thing. Now, Sam says Nanderberger should be in starting 11. Cape Fox Productions, welcome to the show. Do we know yet if Lazard will be fit enough to play? They haven't given us an update yet. We'll probably learn about that tomorrow. But Rob did explain to us that he isn't 100% fit. And they will let us know obviously closer to the time. So we're probably here tomorrow, maybe. Oh, probably not tomorrow with who we're getting tomorrow. Perhaps we'll know on Friday, but we might get a press release from the media manager telling us. Matt 92 Durban raining as usual. Yep. Kingsmead rain as usual. Yep. Sam's ODI 11 is Riza, Rassi, Verena, Markram, Klaassen, Miller, Mulder, Maharaj, Batman, Nandre, and Michlali. Why Michlali at so low down, bro? Michlali's should be after Mulder before Maharaj. Wesley says, Harley, do you think we should be helping emerging African teams like Uganda and Namibia playing T20 series with them in preparation for the T20? Both teams will be there. We don't help enough. I don't think it's about help. I think it will help us too by playing some extra games and getting some more under our belt. I think it's a good idea. I mean, I wouldn't be against that. Um, Sam said, if Lizard's not fit, please call Bayer Swanepoel. You should be telling Cricket South Africa that. Uh, I don't have control over that. I wish I was on the panel there with Shukri and Rob. That would be great. No, but I'm just joking. Um, I'd make some shocking decisions probably. Lauren, Bayers would be a good call up, a choice for call up. Bayers Swanepoel is a top player, and I'm hoping that we will see him in the Proteas soon. I mean, winning two CSA awards, if I'm not mistaken. So, and we've had him on the show. He was brilliant on the show with us. We really enjoyed chatting to him. Um, Always a nice guy to talk to. I really enjoyed my conversations with him, even off the field. Would be interesting to see who replaces Hazard if he's ruled out. Moreki is a big possibility as well. Would be a very good call actually. Either him or Bayers for me. Wesley Durban is our bogey ground. Either rain or we lose. Yeah, Sam Matthew Brisky. If he plays, he will look like ABD type player. I don't think he's very similar at all. Actually, Sam Matthew Bretsky and David De Villiers are very different types of players. Aruna says Rinku Singh and Yashasvi Jaiswal are the two batters we should be aware of. I'm always aware of the Indian players. Um, Always, because they just keep on finding new talent. What is the squad against India? We don't have the squad yet. It will be released apparently the end of this week or at the beginning of next week, I think. Lawrence says, think Poreki is more of a like for like replacement. Yes, true. He is more of a like for like replacement. But I would like to see that swing of Bayer Swanepoel, in Durban, swinging it up there. But he probably, I don't know if he will start a game if he gets an opportunity to be called up. You see, for certain players, is it more beneficial for them to get called up and sit on the bench or to play for their franchise? For me personally, it will be playing for their franchise. So that would be my, especially with this team that's missing a couple of senior players as well. Durban, rain, lose or bad, lights is Matt 92. Lawrence is already two all-rounders in both the ODI and Test squad, so Moreki would make more sense. Moreki does make more sense from a practical perspective and for a like replacement. 100% Moreki does make more sense. He could play in all formats actually, including T20 as well. So, oh yeah, T20, not Test. Yeah, that's what you meant. So yeah, Moreki would be actually a good call, I think. Based on his form recently and the way he's been bowling, I think it would be a really good call. He's been bowling really well. Cape Fox saying, I agree, Moreki should be given an opportunity. I think that is a really good call. Wholehearted cricketer, 100% wholehearted cricketer. So, yeah, guys, thanks a lot for tuning in. I enjoyed this episode. I enjoyed the comment section. I enjoyed the live chat. We'll be back again tomorrow for a daily show, dependable on what's happening with tomorrow's show. We might get a special guest on tomorrow's show for an exclusive interview here on the channel. I'm trying to confirm it. It is looking apparently like it's going to rain tomorrow in Bloom, so we might not get any game over there, and then then it will actually suit my situation by getting a guest on the show tomorrow evening to ask him some questions ahead of this series of this tour. So I'm looking forward to that, and I'm hoping that can get over the line. We haven't had him on the channel for a live show Q&A session with you guys yet. So I'm hoping you guys will enjoy it and appreciate that will be bringing me on if I do get it over the line. I'm starting to work it out and make things happen there. But to all the guys out there, thanks a lot for tuning in. Please subscribe to the channel, click that notification bell for all future videos. I just want to tell you guys to please, we launched the Business Corner, Cricket Fanatics Magazine Business Corner recently. And I really would love it if you guys will send this to businesses, entrepreneurs, coaches, clubs, academies, organizations in cricket shops and stores. Anybody that's in the cricket business and trying to market to a cricket audience, please get this out there to them. We've just launched this. It's to help you market your business, products, and services affordably and effectively to a cricket audience. And we are really excited to launch this business corner. The link is on the screen as well as in the description. So please go ahead and send this to as many people. Go check it out and help us with regards to that. It will really help us launch various things on this channel and improve everything that we are doing here with regards to content. And we'll also be able to help the cricket fraternity in South Africa as well, by sorting and helping out small businesses and cricket businesses um, within this space to try and improve everything in cricket right through the board. And that's our aim here as well. So thanks a lot for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow with another daily show. Stay safe. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Peace out, everyone.